A siren blares. You look out the window to see a building on fire, smoke billowing high. Firefighters run in and immediately begin putting out fire to prevent the rising heat from making flames on upper floors worse. Some bravely rush in and find people crouched low to the ground to avoid breathing in smoke. The least of anyone's concerns is all of the smoke rising into the sky. You see, as a species, we produce a lot of smoke. In the United States, it's primarily through transportation, cars and airplanes. Fighting air pollution and fighting fire have a lot in common. You can't do either without understanding the mechanism of how to put them out. Those firefighters earlier couldn't do their job properly if they didn't know that heat rises and to aim at the base of a flame. I study pollutants that affect our everyday lives, molecules that we put into our atmosphere. Among them are the components of smog, nitrogen oxides, and ozone. My focus is on one of the ways that these molecules are removed from our atmosphere, one of the ways to put out a fire. You see, these molecules break down when exposed to certain components of sunlight. So, I shoot them with lasers that have been attuned to a specific color within sunlight, break them apart, and look at the fragments that they leave behind. I want to know how light breaks these pollutants and the fragments that they leave behind. These fragments are vibrating and spinning rapidly, and that changes on how the molecule broke and what color of light was used. This distribution of energy affects how these molecules interact with other gases in our atmosphere. They're vibrating and spinning at vastly different speeds, and a molecule that's vibrating will interact with the gases around it differently than one that is gently spinning. It's seeing this distribution of energy that gets kind of complicated. We need other lasers to probe the fragments, powerful vacuums to isolate them, high voltage plates in order to position them, and at the end of their flight path, a camera to take an image. The average images that we take often look like a simple ring, but armed with chemistry and physics, that ring can tell us how light broke that molecule. Understanding this can give us a better picture of how these pollutants interact with light and our atmosphere, their life cycle, and how we can combat them. It's not enough to understand that water can put out a fire. You have to understand the science behind it so that when a fire starts, you aim where it matters. So the next time that you're sitting in traffic or gathered around the campfire, do me a favor. Watch the smoke rise up and think, like I do, how do we fight that?